and welcome to ReCall The Midwife. We are a fan podcast, and normally we watch an episode of Call The Midwife and then talk about it, but this week it's a listener special. I'm Becky.
I'm Alex.
I'm Jen. Whoop whoop.
And all it is listeners writing in. We've not done these for ages, so I'm trying to get through a load of stuff. So there's really lovely stuff that's been said. There's other stuff that'll humble us. Let's try and have some equilibrium. So, if you're feeling good right now, hopefully you'll be lifted. You might feel a bit bad for a little, then be lifted again. Let's hope so.
Are you talking to us or the listeners?
You, not listeners. The listeners will be fine. Listeners are there thinking, I'm getting my point of view across.
It's time we hear from them. We value their feedback, all feedback.
Yeah.
Wow.
I speak only for myself.
Well, we've got loads to get through, but I'm not going to do that thing where I literally nearly had steam coming out my ears last time. Right.
Yeah. It's a bit fraught. Like if you're listening on a relaxed walk.
It was very fraught. So I'm not. We'll just go through. If needs be, we'll roll into 2 episodes, but we'll see how we go. Okay. So, and also, I feel like we should do it after each series as well, because we keep getting quite a lot of feedback now. Just so goddamn popular, guys. So
listen, you can't stop the sun from shining, okay?
We're highlighting that by releasing our own podcast.
Yes.
Donate blood, guys. So anyway, this is from Manny. We've heard from Manny before. This is an email. Dear Jab, Jen, Alex Bex.
No. Love it.
Oh. Hello. I'm not too sure if it's too late to chime into the listener's special. It is not. But I wanted to share with you that my partner and I got married last year, and we included some of the music from Call The Midwife on our ceremony playlist.
Oh,
I know. The show and music of the time period had become a special part of our relationship, and it felt fitting for us. Side note, we got married on Halloween as Gomez and Morticia Adams. Green. Who would want that wedding?
That is amazing. Oh my God, Manny, icon. Yes, go off. Okay, I love this.
How much would Bob's love that? Anyway.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Ridiculous. Jen and my fellow US listeners, my wife bought me a lovely box set of the show up to series 13, and it is the episodes in their entirety. Can confirm there are scenes we missed from the Netflix format, and there are bonus features for nearly every season.
Yeah.
I recently caught up on the pod after taking a big break so that I would have things to listen to that cheer me up while recovering from a big surgery. You never fail to make me laugh. Feel free to share anything in the message on the pod. Shout outs are most welcome. Manny, shout out to you. Quick recovery. Congratulations. I did reply saying congratulations.
Manny.
How cute is that?
A plus.
And also, just listening, I've obviously had surgery quite recently, and it's horrible. So to actually have us to listen to, like, poor you, Manny, but also how lovely that you thought of that. That would help.
Well, I hope Manny's doing so great now that they've recovered. That's awesome.
Amazing.
I'm going to assume that they had a perfect, wonderful, beautiful recovery, and their health is A++++.
And they're just living a happy Addams family life.
Oh my God!
I need to tell Bob's about that wedding.
Yeah.
I do.
I wonder if they have thinking about that, Addams Family plus retro Call The Midwife tunes. That's a real cool vibe. That's a very, very cool vibe.
It is.
Wow.
I told you about Bob's hair, by the way.
I know she had it cut.
Yeah, she had it cut, but she wants to. She wants to dye it.
Yeah, you were going to let her dye it black.
Yeah, at the ends. So in the summer holidays, I'm going to let her dye. Well, I'll dye it. She's 8. But I've said to her, because her hair's really long anyway, I've said she can dye a few inches at the bottom black.
Wow.
And then cut it off back for school. So she gets 6 weeks of black hair. She cannot wait, guys. Where did this goth come from?
I think she will end up having a Halloween wedding.
I do as well, Yeah. She loves Halloween so much.
What if when she gets older, she just come home one day and she's like, I did it! And then she's dyed her whole head black.
I mean, it's up to her, innit? Do you know what I mean?
It is her hair, and that's actually the least
she's so pale then.
She's so pale.
Oh my God, she would look like an anime character or something like that if she came home with black hair. Like that would.
We get,
I know, but
honestly, when we're in the hairdressers, honestly, wherever we are, we just get old women fawning over her hair wherever we are.
It's so beautiful. It is so beautiful though, and it's so rare too.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. You hardly ever see people with really truly natural hair like that. You know what I mean?
But it's also so light, and it's got blonde bits in. It's really weird that it's
Yeah.
But also, she's got the temperament, Jen, that she'll let you, she'll just sit and let you do her hair and stuff.
Oh my gosh, little personal Barbie doll. I love it. Dream of that. Yes.
The thing is, I'm crap at hair, so she's wasted on me.
I know.
You're not.
I am. I can do one kind of plait. I can't do French plaits or Dutch plaits or anything that actually looks good.
No, but can I just say we've established the reason for this? It's because Alex does that plaiting, in a really fancy where it looks really like she's doing this.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the podcast, but move my hands like a ninja. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why she can't do, like, she's plaiting in a very technical way, but that's why she can't do French or Dutch plaits, because she can't be pulling things in.
Yeah, because I've learned, that's how I did mine. Because I used to wear pigtails all the time, didn't I? So I've only ever done my own hair.
Yeah.
So that's why, and she looks great with the pigtails I do. Like, I do them neatly, they look great, but it's not the French next to her head. For her, when she's a rosebud, because I'm not on the PTA this year and I'm actually going to have some free time, I've already booked her an appointment at the hairdressers, and she's going to have her hair done there. We're going to have some apple ties and some croissants and stuff, sharing with the girls there, and we're having a bit of a pamper one rather than me running around sorting out stalls with teddies on.
Well, I will say this. I grew up with a mom who did not know anything about hair and makeup and any of that stuff. And she just never, like, she put my hair in a headband. She put my hair in a ponytail. I mean, like, that was as much as she ever could do. And I always loved to do that, all that stuff. And so I taught myself how to do it all on myself. And then I just learned how to do all the different things. Now, I don't know how to do
in about 7 years about eyebrows. Because I don't know anything about makeup and stuff. I'm rubbish. And she's got invisible eyebrows and she wants them.
Yes, yes.
Tinted.
Yeah, but again, I'll speak to you two then. I have no idea what
Yeah,
you're doing.
we'll talk about brow gel, we'll talk about brow pencils. You know, there's always new innovations. Yes. I actually have to pluck my eyebrows today. They're starting to look a little bit too wild for my
Didn't want to say anything, but
I know. Thank you for preserving my dignity.
Can't see anything. Okay, right, let's get back to listener special. Sorry, listeners, this is a bit more relaxed one.
Manny, you just gave us so much to talk about. Okay.
Yeah. Martin says, "Hi, Alex, Beck, and Jen. I'll continue to love your podcast, luxuriating in your chat and your various reflections and impressions of a show I love." I love that, luxuriating.
Wait, this is a Martin?
Yes, that's why I gasped.
Martin! Oh my God, name check. Yes.
Even as much as we slag off men.
I know, but also we slagged off the name Martin the other day, saying it was really.
No, but we talked about it because it was a totally brand new name. Oh, I don't know if I said that.
I mean, I think it was me and Bex who slagged it off. We don't mean it, Martin.
I'm on your side, Martin.
In one of the Christmas specials, you suggested that the scarf that Jeffrey bought at the Ealing Studios sale could possibly have been the Doctor Who scarf.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm here to tell you that is not possible.
Oh.
The scarf was worn by Tom Baker, and he was the Doctor Who from 1974 through to about 1980. So the so-called Doctor Who scarf didn't exist at the time that episode is set. Sorry, love you all. Thank you, Martin. That is outstanding. Outstanding research, mate.
I love that. I love that.
I think Heidi Thomas wouldn't. I think she's true to the facts, isn't she?
Yeah, but I don't know if I think that might be something they've overlooked.
Well, they didn't say it was Doctor Who. We said it was Doctor Who, right?
Yeah, but I didn't know if that's what they were hinting at.
I thought it was what they were hinting at, but maybe we're wrong. Martin thinks we're wrong. I mean, Martin's wrong. No, Martin's not wrong. That is wrong. Martin's right that it's wrong, but that's not necessarily, they might not have done that much research into it and just hinted. So I think I'm with you, Bex. I think they did.
I don't have an opinion one way or the other. But I will tell my mom about Martin's info because she will want to know.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah, but love it. Okay. So this is Snowy on Instagram. Now, bearing in mind, I'm gathering all these from different times. Okay. She says, "This was a really hard episode to watch. The cancer story was devastating. My mum was sick at the time these episodes were coming out. We didn't know what was going on. And it turned out she had ovarian cancer, which presents virtually identically to the cancer in this episode. I presume this is the debt collector.
Yeah,
episode.
I think that's right.
Call the Midwife nailed the progression and symptoms and the poor prognosis. With cancers like these, you really can go from being able to walk without assistance one week to needing mobility aids and assistance the next. I'd like to think she defied all the expectations, but in reality, I know she wouldn't have survived very long. My mum didn't, sadly. Call the Midwife was our show, and it's strange watching without her. So I appreciate having a podcast to listen to. It feels less lonely."
Oh, that must be really hard when you've watched it together.
I know, but also can I just say, I am so glad. I did reply to her, by the way, but I just want to say, that we're really sorry about your mum, first off. But also, I'm so pleased that we can be of any comfort to anyone. Like, we're rubbish. But I just think that's so touching that we could be a bit of a comfort to you. And I'm not trying to center ourselves in your story or anything, but at the same time.
No, sending lots of love.
Yeah, Snowy, our heart goes out to you.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you're still watching, honestly, because sometimes after a loss, you kind of don't feel you can go back to something you really loved with a loved one, like that was linked to it. And I find that really beautiful that you still watch the show. And I know I've talked about it many times on the pod, but I lost my dad a number of years ago, and something I still love to do is do things that I know he loved or that we love together, and it really brings me a lot of comfort. And I know grief is a journey, but I'm really grateful that you're still watching the show.
And that you listen to us.
Yeah.
Welcome. So, okay.
Also, Snowy is an amazing name.
Well, I don't know if that's a real name or it's an Instagram name.
Oh,
it could be. Snowy could be their real name.
However it's linked to you, Snowy is a cool name to have. So
yeah. Okay, now this one definitely is about Miss Higgins. Now this is also Snowy, but then I've got someone else. So Snowy says, I love the casting for this episode. I can see some facial similarities between the actors playing Miss Higgins and her son. Now I thought this, guys. Yeah. I love this story so much. Even if the ending was sad, Harry is a great character, and I love he gets to be a part of his grandmother's life, which is cute.
Yes.
Okay, now on this episode as well, Heidi says, "You're right about this." Heidi Thomas, she just emails me. She just texts me normally.
She's like, "Hey, it's Heidi. Hey."
You're right about this. Is about the same episode about Miss Higgins one. You're right about this being one of the best CTM episodes ever, and on your podcast did not disappoint. It really hadn't occurred to me so intentionally how this episode really touched on all the different ways that women mother throughout our lives. And Jen's comments after her sister Julianne won the Mother of the Year award were just so profound and meaningful. Tears. I have a theory about what's going on with Esther. I think she's been really struggling this whole time with being a mother who gave away her child. Despite the fact that she knew she did it for the right reasons, it's got to be disappointing to continually engage in self-destructive behaviour that results in you not being a fit mother. Perhaps with the birth of Christopher, she feels she has a fresh start and is ready to move on to the old version of how she sees herself as a mother. I felt like she was telling herself that May was happy, and in asking these questions, she certainly had the truth reinforced. I definitely felt the reason she moved the call up was more about her getting closure than anything else. Grateful in the end that it ended up giving everyone closure. To Alex's point regarding not counting on it 100% until the paperwork is signed, I could totally get that. At least we know that everything goes through. I'm really glad to hear your reassuring words, Alex, about the end of season 15. It's been impossible to not know what happens, and I totally understand where Becky's coming from. Your reassurance... Becky's face right now, guys. Your reassurance that the episode is done in the gorgeous, as you often say, Call the Midwife style is giving me the courage to watch. Thanks again for this awesome listen, Heidi. Have you had the courage to watch, Bex?
Well, I am saving it because I want to watch with Jen and text.
Okay. Well, then I will send out a text when I start watching Series 15, and that will be very shortly. And I appreciate watching it with you. Yes. I do. Also, Heidi, can I just say, so I've actually, as I was listening to you out, I was thinking back to like our conversation about that episode and especially about May. And I definitely did not have as much depth and compassion for that storyline as just in general. But hearing Heidi sum that up and write about that, just beautiful, Heidi. What generosity, what compassion, what insight, what beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I just want to say I'm so with you. Great insight and reflection.
Yeah, we try and reflect, and obviously we're there thinking, but also we're so busy and we're trying to fit it in and we're doing all this. Sometimes I feel like our moods dictate what we think as well. Like if we're rushing, if we're tired, and sometimes people can be like, "That you're really not kind to that person." I'm like, "Yeah, actually we're not." And
do you know what I think we should do sometimes is with our favourite episodes, we should go back and we should record them again
and re-listen.
But then we should splice our opinions together. I mean, this is editorially a nightmare. Yeah. And just see how, like, if we have shifted
our opinions align.
Yeah.
Well, do you remember we had that lady who was like, you were really unkind to them? Also, tell you what, actually, I felt really bad because old Jenny, I did an impression of it, and I always did the impression the same. But we're like, oh, she sounds older, and she does, and that's okay, and we shouldn't be mean about it.
It is okay.
Jen might be
justice for mature Jenny.
Jen might be a bit kinder towards Nancy.
Well, you might be a lot kinder towards a lot of people, ma'am. I'll never forget. Do you remember like back in the first season there was the couple that it was a man and a woman, they were both musicians and she was like an oboe player and she had like placenta whatever.
And he married Jenny in real life.
Yes. And I never forget Bex was like, I didn't warm to them. It was like the most like I still think about that sometimes. She's like, nope, I didn't like them. Nope, not for me. Oh, but you know what? I will say this actually, like, and we did talk about this on the pod, so I did already kind of like amend my previous criticism. But I was very hard on Lucille in the lead up to, she was like, as her storyline with Cyril and everything, because I'd already watched so far ahead that I knew what was going to happen, and so I had forgotten a lot of the kind of events that ultimately led to what happened with her and him as a couple, and so I did go kind of too hard on her, and I'll own that. And so in retrospect, I definitely could have shown more grace. And
I just think, honestly, guys, it's whatever mood you get in us in, and it's a bit roulette-y, quite like that.
Yeah. And Jenn just couldn't see anybody walking away from Cyril.
No, I still struggle. I'm still working on this.
Who do I fancy most from Call the Midwife? Not Cyril.
Matthew.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no. Denny. Remember the friend of the guy?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Bobby. Was it Bobby Denimore?
Yeah, Bobby Delmore.
Bobby Delmore. That's who you really fancy. Yeah, you talked about him loads. Yeah, and we all know Bex's favorite.
Yeah.
You dirty targe. Right now.
Wool sweater out of the bath, man. That's the one she loves the most.
Sometimes it just comes up on my TikTok. Just that clip.
That's your algorithm. You dirty targe.
So good.
Right, Steph.
So good.
Steph says, "Hi, Alex." She knows that it's only me who answers this.
Yep.
Hope that you, Bex, and Jenn are all well. I listened to the latest episode of the pod, part 1 of 2024 Christmas special, and was waiting to... Right, this is for you, Bex, I think, more than anyone. Do you see the Traitors?
Okay.
No, it's not a bad thing.
Okay, yeah, I've watched Traitors.
I was waiting for you to do that. Where have we seen this actress before, but you never mentioned it? I'm not sure that you were aware, but the actress who plays Karen's mum was on The Traitors, the very first series. Just thought I would share that with you. Also, can't believe how up to date the pod is getting. It is scary. Thank you very much, Steph. Bex's face right now is horrified that she didn't know that, because I've never seen The Traitors.
But
I've
there's
never watched
only
Traitors
just
either.
been a celebrity special, so that means that she just went on The Traitors as
the first series of The Traitors. Yeah.
As a normal person.
Yeah, actors are people too, guys.
I'm gonna have to revisit.
Wow, that's wild.
And that's Karen's mum, which was like, let's pretend everything's nothing. That game.
Everything's something else.
Everything's something else. Let's pretend it's not as bleak and awful as it is, yeah?
Can you just pretend to be happy and that we live in a happy home? She's like, yeah, Mom, I can. Yeah, I'll try. Okay. Oh, wow.
Okay. Joanne says, another great pod. You ladies crack me up. I mean, this could apply to any. But she says, again, this is about the Christmas special. Was it me, or did anyone else think the little girl with the lovely woman who found Reggie was a Downs child? Hence her comment when I heard I couldn't sleep due to worrying about you.
Yeah, I did.
We were very much on. All we talked about was a dog and a lady,
but it was a spaniel.
I still don't remember the dog. The dog must have been a deleted scene for me, because I definitely don't remember that dog.
Becky loves the spaniels, so
I do love spaniels. They're my spirit animal.
Literally,
they're your literal animal, Bex. You own a spaniel. You just are not fully acknowledging it, but. Yeah.
And Kathy also concurs, because this is on social media. She's like, I did, and this is why she was so concerned and cared so much. So sorry for that, guys, that we missed that completely.
Aww.
Well, no, I did clock that, but I think
about the child?
Yeah.
But you were just so invested in the dog, you just thought.
Yeah, the dog just turned my head, and I was like, oh, a spaniel.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Which makes more sense as well, that she was so concerned. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Have you guys, I mean, it's not the same because she found a child, but have you heard about the Kit Kat heist?
Yes. Tell us about the Kit Kat heist. It's amazing.
So, do you have Kit Kats in America, Jenn?
Yeah. Like the candy, right?
Yeah, I love Kit Kats. I don't know how many Kit Kats I eat a week. At work.
Controversial opinion, guys. Don't love a Kit Kat. Think the chocolate's crap. Hate wafers.
Oh, no, I love it. At work, I have a 4-finger Kit Kat at 10 a.m. whenever I'm in the office.
Have a break.
Nice.
There has been a heist in Switzerland. 400,000 Kit Kats have been stolen.
Yeah.
And it's gone viral because Kit Kat released...
It's literally better than advertising.
Yeah. Kit Kat released a statement saying, we know we encourage you to take a break, but the criminals didn't hear it, or something like that.
But it was on April Fool's Day as well, and they had to be like, it's not April Fool's.
Yeah, these Kit Kats have been stolen. But they've got the, like when there's codes so you can enter a competition.
Yeah.
So they were like, we know which ones have been stolen. So if somebody enters the code, we can track the stolen Kit Kats.
Is that why they stole them? To get like a prize number?
No. They'll have stolen them to sell them cheap.
They've stolen it just because they know everyone loves a Kit Kat.
Well, they've probably just stolen some freight, and that was what was in the freight.
Oh.
Targeted the Kit Kats.
Yeah, that's what I was like, why Kit Kats? But okay, that makes a lot more sense.
I was
kind of random.
There was going to be a Kit Kat shortage because I was like, that's the last thing we need with everything else going on.
Oh no, the world has millions of Kit Kats, Bex. You're going to be fine.
But I just want to find a stolen Kit Kat.
How would you know it's stolen?
I'm gonna. You put the thing in. You go to the website. Thing is, where you buy your Kit Kats from are probably like quite reputable places. Even if you go in these little corner shops that might be like.
That's what my brother said. He was like, because you're getting Kit Kats, you're not going to get a stolen one.
Yeah, not from Tesco's.
You need to get to really
independent stores. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The dodgier, the better.
Yeah. So anyway, watch this space because I'm going to be going.
Well, you also need you should really Google like the labeling for a European or like Swiss Kit Kat versus like a British one, and then that way you can identify the markings, and then you'll know you have a genuine.
No, I think they were on their way. They were destined for here.
Oh. Then Bex, you should just go to a dodgy bodega style store, buy one, and just tell yourself
when I come down, when me and Bobs come down in May, we're going to sort it. I've realised we need to sort that.
Just tell yourself it was stolen.
We'll go around some dodgy places and try and find some dodgy Kit Kats, yeah?
If you see a Kit Kat in Rome...
Oh, yeah. I'll get one, yeah. Anyway, do you know what I'm sad about? That mini eggs are on the way out. Because obviously Easter just happened. All the shops are just selling them off. I got some dead cheap today. But that's going to be the last of it, isn't it? What a sad time.
They're just not going to make them anymore?
No, just next year for Easter.
Yeah.
Oh.
We just have to wait.
What do you mean, oh? You go 10 months without. You go get 10 months without mini eggs and come back to me.
I know you're going to absolutely rake me over the coals for this. I don't really care about mini eggs that much.
Well, it's been nice doing this podcast, everyone.
I know. We've now officially ended it. But like, it's just seasonal. You'll get them next year.
This is the woman who sent me Peeps. The worst things about me out life.
I know, but listen, we have to like, if you could have something anytime, you don't appreciate it as much. There have to be things in life that cause us a little bit of friction, and then we have to survive. And then when they return, they're that much sweeter, literally and figuratively.
Anyway, so I'm sad. This one's for you, Jen. This is from Alice. And she says, I'm still catching up on the podcast. Jen's always talking about Fred's overalls. She is, Jen. She is. She should look up Dickies. They are more of a style he wears, and the colour as well is spot on. We actually got an update on that.
So actually, it's funny. I was going to text you girls.
Do you want dungarees or overalls? And dungarees are different things to me. I've got a pair of work overalls that came from a power station, which I sent you to a picture of myself wearing.
Yeah.
So to me, that's overalls. But sometimes Fred's wearing a dungaree.
And dungaree is like denim?
No, dungaree is at the top, like not with the arms.
Strap.
Oh, so yeah. Overalls and coveralls or whatever are different. But I mean, we would just say overalls. But that's with the straps. But you're saying overalls like cover everything? There's like it's like a jumpsuit.
Overalls are like boiler suit. Like full arms,
or
short sleeves, but still not just straps that can be taken off. And dungarees are the straps.
Oh, okay. So yeah, we would mean different things if we said those terms. But actually, I did find a pair of overalls last night that I'm going to probably try to order today.
Are they the ones that we'd call dungarees, or the ones we'd call like a boiler suit?
Dungarees.
Right.
Yes. And if I like them, then those are going to be a big gardening outfit for me this summer. Nice. Yes, that's my plan.
I'd like to wear dungarees. They don't suit me.
I don't know that these are going to suit me either. Yeah. I'm not really 100% sure I have the body shape for it.
No, I think you'd look good.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll find out because I'm hopeful. I'm going to give it a try.
I quite like a jumpsuit, but it's fine until you go to the toilet and then you're sat naked on the toilet.
Well, we've spoken about this at Bob's christening. I had a jumpsuit on.
Yeah, and you really have to be very mindful about like how hard it is to get in and out of it. That's the other part too, because like I have a jumpsuit that I love, but whenever I wear it, I have to be really thoughtful. Like the first feeling that I have to go to the bathroom, I have to go immediately because I've gotten myself into like tough situations when I like waited too long. Yes, it was very touch and go, shall we say. But Dickies is a great idea for that, and I will definitely look into that as well. And I will keep the listeners posted if I find one that actually looks good that I like that I'm going to wear. I promise.
Nice. Also, I don't know what's happening, but like a tornado or something's happened outside. It's suddenly gone pitch black, really bad wind and loads of rain. Anyway, that's by the by. Okay, so listener Jen, who we have met.
Favorite Favorite other Jenn, yes.
And I need to know how excited Jenn is for the other Bennett sister, because it's like her two worlds have collided.
Yes. So get in touch with us, please, Jenn.
Yes.
So she already does, but this is a message. This is a few messages from her, which is lovely, all at once. So she says, first, I'm sorry about your egg allergy, but thank you very much, because honestly, it's awful. I know it's frustrating and hard to navigate, but I was stumped at Sheila's comment about perfecting her egg white glaze. I've done it lots, and it made me wonder if I'm doing something wrong, because it's very simple. I did think that. Like, you just put egg white on.
Yeah,
I
don't
It's like I'm perfecting them. I'm like, that doesn't sound too bloody hard.
I don't know why she made such a thing out of that.
Second, the storyline where Reggie gets lost had me anxious and tearing up. One member of the family next door is a man with Down syndrome, and while he's not as high functioning as Reggie, he's friendly and helpful. All the neighbours watch out for him and love him. I can just imagine us scouring the area if we ever got lost. Oh, cute.
Oh,
I know. Okay. And then she also says, season 15 is now on our local PBS station. I finally get to watch it. No spoilers, please. Thanks for all your hard work and entertainment. It's always nice to listen to you guys, my honorary friends, on my long commutes. Oh, and one more thing. I only discussed this on the show if you guys have seen the 80s BBC movie, The Silver Chair from the Chronicles of Narnia. Now, I'm going to say this. I don't know what this is. I remember the Narnia, but I'm going to put this here because I think our listeners... We'll definitely have listeners who will have. My theory is that Rosalind is a grown-up Jill Pole. She looks like her and has a spunky can-do attitude like her. I wish they had named her Jill. Lol. I wish they'd named her Jill as well, because then it wouldn't have come out about me being called Rosalind. So any listeners, if you agree with Jenn, let us know.
Okay.
Also, don't worry, Jenn, you're not going to get any spoilers off me.
That's right. I'll refrain as well of doing spoilers, not of watching Series 15. Also, Series 15 on the PBS app, I think should be almost completely out, if not in the next week or two out, because they've been releasing episodes every single week. So I'm sure Jennifer will be catching up shortly, and then it won't probably make a difference too much.
Okay, I've got another one. This is Alex, not me.
Oh.
Also, this Alex has got the same name as one of the dads in my daughter's class. So I was like, oh, awkward.
Okay.
Awkward. But I thought it was him messaging me first when I saw it. And I was like, oh, no, it's not. Hang on. This is completely social media, and that would have been weird. Okay.
Yeah.
If you have listeners' questions coming up, I have a big one for you. Ooh.
Oh.
I've watched Call The Midwife since I was pregnant with my son 7 years ago, and I bloody love it. Whenever it's just me watching TV, it'll always be an old episode on. My husband, meanwhile, has always refused to watch. He is obsessed with horror movies, but is convinced Call The Midwife is more terrifying. I mean, this could be my husband.
Wow.
After he saw my reaction to the last episode of Series 15, he agreed to watch an episode with me. But which one do I choose? It can't rely on too much backstory, but the first episodes of the new series are rarely the best. Personally, I'd avoid anything with Jenny Lee. But maybe that's just me. This might be an Alex thing. I'd love to know your ideas. So if you could choose a Call the Midwife virgin, just one episode, which one would you choose?
Dang, this is a really good question.
Isn't it? And you want like the gore, and definitely not the pigeon one.
So wait, gore yes, or pigeon... Wait.
Oh yeah, you want the gore, but pigeon no. Like, or I'd diagnose you with common sense.
Oh, God.
You know what I think is a really good one? The episode where you first meet the Mullocks.
I mean, I love
the
Big Freeze.
Yeah, the Big Freeze is a good one.
What was the episode? We've literally just watched it. Was it the Christmas special when yes, it was. So
I mean, the thing is, she could.
I was thinking when Rosalind, the criminal. No, I don't know.
I was going to say, well, they're far apart though. That's the thing.
I was trying to think of like something quite hard hitting in it, because there's been so many really dark storylines in it.
Yeah,
I mean the abortion storyline with Valerie's mum was bloody hard hitting. Oh, actually, I know. Maybe the one with the, when the warehouse blows up and Valerie.
Yes, I was just thinking that.
Yeah,
that's a good one. I mean, I will say the other abortion storyline with the mom who is an immigrant, and she's like the nanny for Dr. Turner and Sheila, and she takes a drug and she injects it, and then she's like really sick and everything, and she's the beauty pageant model and she can't go, and then it's like really gruesome. Oh my God, the one, oh wait, you just said it, Valerie's grandma, the one where she does the, that's really like a horror one. The other one I was thinking of was the one where recently where the placenta came out in pieces. Remember that one? That one was pretty bad. But you didn't see it. That was the one you didn't see, that one.
I mean, that smoky placenta was pretty bloody.
I'll tell you what else haunts my dreams, okay? Remember the one, oh God, it was, I want to say maybe it was a Christmas special the first year. So it would have Jenny Lee in it, but it was the one where it was like Mrs. Jenkins and the girl who gives birth overnight by herself, like in the middle of a snowstorm, and then she has to tie the cord off herself. And she leaves her baby. That one is dark as hell. Oh,
Do you know
oh
what
my.
other one's really dark? Where little Gary, and Corey's sister, and he was like, "Leave me alone! Don't you bloody go near me! I stink! I know it."
Oh, yeah.
Child
Well,
neglect storyline.
yeah, the neglect, that's kind of really existentially so sad. Yeah.
I mean, there's quite a
Oh,
lot, guys. That was a
yeah,
great question, Alex.
that's a really, really good question. I mean, the thing is, it's like I do think that a lot of the episodes are standalones, and in a way that like if you only watched one, there's always arcs that happen throughout the seasons, but you could watch one and you wouldn't be like completely mystified, you
Yeah.
know?
I will say my cousin started, so my cousin's a man who's now 41, and
Yeah.
he hadn't seen Call the Midwife, and he listened to our pod, and he was a bit like, I don't really know what I'm talking about, or listening to. So he
Yeah.
only listened to a little bit, but then my auntie, his mum, was watching an episode at Christmas, and he was there, and he was
Yeah.
like, "Oh my God, it's really good." So he started watching it with his girlfriend from the start, and like they're
Yeah.
like, "It's so good," and I'm like, "Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is, man."
What?
You know,
What?
the other one that remember the couple I just referenced, the one who was a cello player, she
No.
dies. That's really
don't-
sad.
Bex
that
didn't
one really
warm to
broke my
them.
heart.
Bex
That
didn't
one really
warm to
broke.
them,
No.
Jeff.
Oh, okay.
What about
Well,
the
yeah.
episode with Bobby Dellamore?
Bobby Delmore, yeah, to be fair.
Oh, no, that one.
That was really
one's-
sad because obviously there was still
Yeah.
birth. Like it was just terrible.
Oh, that one was harrowing. I will say, I think I want to say I remember this correctly, but I feel like season 9 was one of my favorite seasons. I feel like season 9 we talked about it being like banger after banger. Like that
Yeah, it
season I
was.
thought did a lot of amazing stuff. So maybe just pick one from there.
Yeah.
Wow.
But you can't go wrong with the big freeze.
Big freeze.
I mean,
Well, the
only
other
thing
one I was thinking
about
was
the big freeze was his name was Selwyn. And I don't know why. He just gave me the it.
yeah, the other one I was thinking of that would be really sad, although if you had the backstory it would be even sadder, but is the Christmas episode where Barbara passes away.
Yeah.
Because it's really gruesome as well, like what happens to her.
Yeah.
And it'll make you cry. I mean, I even if you don't know Tom and Barbara, I think you would cry because like Phyllis and Barbara, like you would still sob. I mean, if you had a heart, you would sob.
Oh, that still upsets me to
I
this
know. I don't want to
This
think about
very
it too
day.
much. It's like, yeah.
day. Okay, so this is from Suzanne, and the email title is My Experience of Chatham Dockyard Tour.
Oh.
Yeah. Hi, ladies. Can I just say, by the way, this is from a while back. Loads of these are from a while back. I'm just going to stop apologising for it. Okay. I've been an avid fan of Call the Midwife right from when it first aired back in 2012 and watched your podcast and found your podcast in early 2023 when I was rewatching the show to help with processing the birth of my son. I had elected to have a C-section, but my waters broke at home at 36 and 3 weeks. So we rushed to the hospital, and due to the speed of labour and doctor availability, it was too late for the C-section. So I gave birth naturally with only 2 paracetamol and 5 puffs of gas and air for pain relief.
Oh my
Good on your
God.
sister. I know.
Holy hell.
I mean,
you should
same.
give this girl a gold medal. Like
Yeah.
she's an Olympian. She did it. You don't know training necessary. Gee whiz. Good job.
Yeah, I held, by the way, I've asked permission if we can read this out loud. I held on to an anger for a long time because the birth wasn't what I wanted and I had not planned physically and mentally to naturally give birth. Luckily, my son was small/healthy and there were no complications, and over time, I'm grateful that my body was able to do what it needed to do. Anyway.
Can I just say, I was going to really flippantly ask if she smoked so she could have a small...
I thought about Bruce Danson. I thought, should I say that?
Sorry. This is a serious... Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, what I've been meaning to email you about is my experience when I went to Chatham Dockyard, home of the Call the Midwife. My in-laws lived close by to the dockyard, and way back at Easter 2013, we all went for the day. We had a good look around museum, boats, and rope-making factory, then saw a sign for Call the Midwife tours. I think the bosses at the dockyard had just started to realise the popularity of the show, so hastily put together a tour. I'm not even sure that we had to pay. Now, when I say tour, it was basically a walk down between long buildings that featured very heavily in the earlier series, especially with the midwives riding their bikes. It had been decorated with clothing lines between the buildings and had a few period-specific cars. She sent some photos as well. I'll put these on the thing. We started at one end, and as we walked down, the guide would point out some steps that had been used for filming, a door that had always been used for filming, more steps that had been used for filming. My particular favourite was being shown a fire extinguisher that had been removed to allow for filming because it was too modern. So even now, when my husband reluctantly catches an episode, he can't resist to ask, are those the steps we saw at the dockyard? Some jokes never tire, along with isn't she dead yet? Mojo, well, hold that thought.
I wonder if she's joking about her husband. Like, I can't tell if there's sarcasm in that or not.
This isn't meant as a slight, but a fond memory, and I expect the staff at the dockyard were fed up of being asked where Call the Midwife was filmed, so thought this would satisfy fans' questions. I'm sure they didn't think it would still be used as a film location for 15 years. Thank you for giving up your time to put this podcast together. I'm dreading
Aw.
Sunday's episode, final one of series 15. I'm not sure how they're going to make. There's so many storylines in. I hope you can carry on with the Bridgerton or Downton Abbey rewatch. Much love, Suzanne. Now,
Well,
that sounds loud, and I'm hoping it's
Suzanne.
better now. But go on.
I was going to say the other Bennett sister will be a tonic to anybody at the moment.
Yeah.
Yep.
We
You
absolutely
would
love the
think
other Bennett.
Becky worked on this show because the way that you're promoting it, oh my goodness gracious. I love it. I'm not criticizing at all, but it's just like you are writing so hard for this show
I
right
really
now.
am.
Well, yeah, but it's so good. I keep sharing bits of it from our show because obviously it's got Sister Francis, so it is relevant to our pod. But at the
Yeah.
same time, it's just so good.
I will say, so this is not a spoiler. Like you posted this on our social media, but like I haven't seen the other Bennett sister yet because it hasn't come out in the US yet. And you posted a little teaser clip from the show where
Was it the one where they did the pictures?
Yes.
Oh.
And honestly, like you rarely get like genuine, true, intentional humor in these kind of shows, and
Yeah.
that really made me laugh. Like when she opened up his drawing, because like basically they're comparing notes.
Jen,
Like
it's just honestly, there's so many clips like that in it that are just
I
so
know,
earnest
I
and
know.
beautifully
And
acted.
and I
They're
can't
both
tell.
so gorgeous. It's just honestly, it's just a
I
beacon of
know.
beauty.
I know, and I can't tell like who the love interest is. I think there's maybe a couple of them, but I don't know who she's like quote like really supposed to end up with. So like I'm really like trying to like figure it out, but I don't want to figure it out because I don't want to spoil it for myself. But like that scene was like very very charming, and I have
But
to
also,
say like
what I really like about it, just while we're talking about the other Bennett sister, we're not normally. Let's just make this into the other Bennett
is this
sister.
is this the other Bennett sister podcast
Yeah,
now?
it is
that what
now.
we're doing?
So,
Yeah.
well, I'm going to recast the midwife, Bex.
That's
Yeah.
yeah, that's her brainchild.
But you know the bit where he shows it, this is only a tiny clip, so this isn't like anything to do with any storyline. But you know the
Right.
bit where he shows it, and in
Uh-huh.
any other period drama, the woman would be like, "Oh, that is most fantastic picture I've ever seen. Why, Mr. Darcy, you're such a fantastic artist." And they just lie because women had to. I love the fact that she's like, "That's terrible." Like, do you know what I mean?
He's like, "What do you think?" She's like, "Is that really that bad?" She's like, "Why does this duck have 3 legs?" And he's like, "What?"
I just love it because it's actually honest as well.
know.
I absolutely love it. I think it's just honestly brilliantly done. I think it's so brilliantly
Yeah,
brilliantly
yeah.
done. A beautiful nod to
Mm.
Pride and Prejudice. I just think it's absolutely outstanding.
Yeah.
You know what I've been seeing on TikTok? Something called Seeking Persephone.
I
Right?
don't know that one.
I don't either.
Well,
Although
maybe-
I do know my friend at work, her brother was about to have a baby and he wanted to call it Persephone. And she wrote it down in the office and she was like, "What does everyone think this name is?" And I was like, "Persephone." And she was like, "Not Persephone." I was like, "No, not
Oh,
Persephone." But he
not
didn't call his child that because the whole family were like, who's Persephone? Do you know what he
Oh
ended
my
up calling
God.
his child?
Oh, I don't
Go
know.
on.
Doris.
Indy.
Oh.
What?
Just very different name, different vibes, I think.
Well, I was gonna say I wouldn't choose Persephone because that's a really tragic figure. I
Yeah,
mean,
it is.
I wouldn't
That's what
want to
I
put that
thought.
kind of history on a little cutie baby.
Yeah.
Well, if anybody of our listeners have watched Seeking Persephone, can they let me know what they think?
Yeah.
Thanks wants to watch it, but can't be bothered investing the time for it.
Here's the other one that actually like kind of drives me crazy for that same exact reason. People naming their male children Tristan. Tristan is a horribly tragic figure. If you know the story of Tristan and Isolde, you will not want to name your child Tristan. Like it does not work out well for him. Please.
Do you know, I watched the new Malcolm in the Middle reboot. You know, they've just released 4 episodes.
Yeah.
That's just brand new. And
Yeah.
his girlfriend in it's called Tristan.
Oh. I mean, I guess it's a
I've
genderless
never heard
name.
a girl called Tristan before, but
Yeah.
that's quite an American thing.
I think of it as a boy's name, but I mean, I could be. I mean, I'm not the name police or whatever, but yeah. Well, fascinating
Anyway.
stuff. Anyway.
Sorry, let's actually get back to the actual listener special. Sorry, guys, you've literally all sent messages and we're talking about Persephone and bloody Tristan. Anyway, Nicole has emailed. Nicole says, "Hi, friends."
Oh, Nicole.
You're all our friends. Long-time listener, unless you're in Sullivan. Long-time listener, first-time caller. I absolutely love your podcast and Call the Midwife generally. Thank you so much for making this podcast. We are lucky to have you. Oh.
Oh.
Now, guys, we're about to get raped over the calls in a minute, though.
Oh.
No, we're not. We are. I am a labour and delivery nurse. And I'm like, oh no. Oh no, you know what you're talking about. And I really appreciate how much you have all learned and get right on the show. Bless her heart. She's sprinkling some sugar now. And sometimes have a little chuckle if it's a little bit off. However,
Oh gosh.
on the 16th of February, there was a kind of a lot of confusion bordering on misinformation in your conversation. Understandable. Understandable, you're not medical professionals. Nicole's lovely, by the way, guys. She's so nice, basically telling us we're absolute morons.
Yeah.
And I just felt like I needed to step in The amount of healthcare misinformation currently swarming around is a lot, and I'd hate to have you add to it, especially
I
surrounding
can
vaccines.
tell she lives in America. Thank you.
All
And
that preamble
thank
to
you
say.
for your service. Yes.
Yes. Well, just listen to this. All that preamble to say, this information is from my training and practice in the United States. Some things may be managed differently in the UK. Probably not, mate. Probably not. We just don't know what we're talking about. Number one, this is like the 15th message we have about tetanus and rabies, by the way, but I'm just going to do this one.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Is it about tetanus and rabies?
Yes, it is. We've had a lot of people tell us we're wrong. Tetanus and rabies are not the same thing. They can both be fatal. You can get either of them from a dog bite. The reason some of us, Jen, don't know tetanus can be fatal is because vaccines do their job very well.
By the way, I didn't think tetanus and rabies were the same thing, so I'll at least stand on that. I don't remember thinking that tetanus and rabies were the same thing.
I thought they were, just because we both had the tetanus jab for rabies.
And when I got bitten, I mean, a bite is generous.
No, it wasn't a bite. We all saw the proof online.
Yeah. I didn't think I had rabies. I just thought I needed a tetanus.
Yeah, but tetanus is still... Anyway, let's listen to it first. Let's actually listen to the expert.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Tetanus is caused by infection from a very hardy bacteria that causes muscle rigidity throughout the body, often starting in the jaw. That rigidity can progress to the muscles that help you breathe, and then you cannot do it spontaneously, which is why Fred was put on a ventilator to breathe for him until the illness ran its course. There are treatments, medications used to try and help reduce the length of the illness, but otherwise symptoms are managed until they conclude. Number 2, you should go to an emergency room or urgent care if you've been bitten by any wildlife or a domesticated animal you don't know, to discuss with them whether or not you need to get the rabies vaccine/treatment. Number 3, if you're not up on your vaccines boosters or not sure, you should still get a tetanus shot after any animal bite, even your own pets, unless they're 100% indoor pets. Number 4, adults should have vaccine boosters every 10 years, certainly of Tdap and MMR, but speak to your GP about recommendations in your area for your age group. Number 5, I know, I've not had mine. Number 5, obviously, we know there is a COVID vaccine. There is also medication to help reduce the severity and length of COVID symptoms, but there is no cure, so to speak. There are lots of people who still receive the medications to help treat who still died. Get your vaccines. As a whole, they're one of the most amazing things that a medicine has ever done, which she's right? So thank you, Nicole, for that. But then she now goes to fun, right? Nicole writes wonderfully. The next part is just for fun if you're interested. We are. I'm not so worried about people not knowing these details, but thought they might be interested, as it's more related to regular Call the Midwife content. This is like, you can be our, we've said this before to other people, but you can be our, I love
medical consultant.
Medical consultant, keep us in check.
Nicole, you're doing fabulous work. Thank you
Absolutely
so
fantastic.
much.
In the US, we assess all babies for hip clicks to see if anything looks or feels abnormal. But babies born breech are recommended to get an ultrasound of their hips at around 6 weeks of life to determine if they have congenital hip dysplasia. There are a variety of ways a baby can sit when they are in the breech position, with one of them being called frank breech, basically with their feet up by their heads. That extreme flexion of the hips as they are forming can sometimes be called malformation of the hip socket. But like Jen said, infants' bones are still malleable once they're outside, so a harness is still used as treatment to nudge those hip sockets into fully forming correctly. In most cases in the US today, breech positioning means an automatic C-section. Sorry for the incredibly long email. No, do not be sorry for that.
No, that was amazing.
I love you three and all the family members who have cameoed, and look forward to each new episode as well as whatever show you'll chat about next. Nicole, thank you so much. We loved it.
Yes, amen, Nicole.
And also, never apologize for correcting our misinformation.
Because you know why? Experts matter.
Yeah.
And
really
Nicole, I have to tell you, you are navigating one of the most complicated and convoluted healthcare systems in the world, and I'm sure you're doing an amazing job. You are so sweet. You wrote the sweetest email, and you corrected us with the most respect and kindness, and as you should have done the correcting was due, and pop off. Go for it.
Caitlin also sent a really gorgeous, lovely, almost apologetically nice, basically saying you're absolute morons about tetanus and rabies.
Is Caitlin also a nurse?
I don't know. She hasn't said. She's done a really beautifully well. There's no point in me repeating it again. But basically,
she reiterated the same.
Yeah. But she also says, anyway, love the new episodes as always, and so glad you guys are back. I always listen on the train back to uni after visiting home for the weekend, and it's a highlight of my week. I don't normally like to nitpick, but correct medical information is so important. You're so right, Caitlin.
You're so right.
We really should do research more, but we don't.
I know. What if she's a nurse trainee like Joyce and Rosalind?
Yeah,
That's how I'm gonna picture. That's how I'm gonna picture her now. That's what I think she's doing. Correct misinformation. Absolutely. I mean, I know all of our sweet listeners know that we're not trying to spread misinformation. We're just kind of gabbing from a non-educated place. But yeah, I'm glad they corrected us. That's very, very kind of them.
Now, this is one from Martin again, right? Now, I saved this because do you remember when I was slagging men off and I was like, I don't care if I slag men off? And I felt really bad afterwards because we had Martin. He's sent an email about it, right? Listen to this. Hi, Alex, Becky and Jen. I entirely agree with you, Alex, when you said on the last episode that your podcast is Innocence, a women's only space, noting that the show celebrates women doing things for women, which is pretty unique in that, as Jen said, almost everything else is a platform for men to tell their stories. I have to say that I entirely agree with that sentiment. Martin, you're a breath of bloody fresh air.
Oh my God, Martin, Man of the Year award.
We love you, Martin. That comment was made in response to another comment about male listeners to the podcast. I'm a male listener to the podcast. I'm a 62-year-old Australian who has been transfixed by the show from the very beginning. There are new reasons why I'm attracted to a show, but it starts from the strength of the stories, and you're right. They are stories of women doing something that is until now pretty well hidden. Indeed, wasn't that the reason that the books were written in the first place? Yes. The showrunner reached out and asked for stories of midwives, realising there was nothing even written down about their experience. I write you every 3 weeks ago more generally about the podcast. I would love to talk to you guys being a token male. Well, Martin, we love your opinion. You're not a token.
I love Martin.
You're not a token. You're an absolute legend to us.
Oh my gosh!
Now this is the one he was talking about as well. So another one for Martin. We champion Martin. Down with men, not Martin.
Down with men, up with Martin.
Yeah, down with men, not Martin. So, hi, Alice, Beck and Jen. I've been listening to the podcast for the past 2 seasons and absolutely love it. Right from the first notes of that wonderfully evocative and comforting theme, your podcast is wonderfully entertaining. Thanks, Martin. Not only are you amazing, you're also right. I just love listening to the three of you talk. Your podcast isn't like other podcasts work because it's not a one-sided friendship. Apart from that, I want to comment on Alex, your response to Jen saying that fireworks are illegal in a number of US states. Even more surprised to find out that fireworks are illegal in Australia.
Full stop.
Yeah. And I can remember mostly when I was young celebrating Guy Fawkes Night and indeed having battles with my brother with rockets, Catherine wheels, penny bangers and the like that we used to buy from the corner store for next to nothing. Almost every suburb used to have massive bonfires, and I certainly remember sitting around when I was young having a great time. I seem to recall also that at some point children started losing fingers and eyes, and the government reaction was to ban fireworks. I'm so sorry for laughing at children losing fingers and eyes. I was just like, what? This has escalated.
No, but that's why we have the campaign, isn't it?
Well, that's why they're illegal in a lot of the US states too.
I worked with somebody who a firework exploded in his hand and it was so gnarly.
Oh my God. Is he okay now?
Yeah.
Does he sit anywhere near the woman with the tampons as the mouse?
No, I don't. That was in my previous job. I don't work with him anymore. But I remember at the time, and I remember him coming into work after the weekend when the firework, and we were like, God, we were a bit like, oh.
But wait, he was injured as a child, though, right?
No,
Becky just did an eye roll, but you can't see that on a pod.
He was injured while I worked with him as an adult.
Oh. Basically, she's saying he was irresponsible.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Hang on, back to Martin. Okay. Back to wonderful Martin, please.
So Martin is Australian but came to the UK. Oh, no.
No, that's what he's saying. Let me finish. Occasionally, they can be brought legally from China, and you can hear them being set off illegally after midnight on New Year's Eve, sometimes with the same result, but they are definitely illegal. All the best for the podcast. I very much look forward to every episode dropping so I can listen to it on the way to work on Monday morning, Martin. Thank you so much, Martin. Really appreciate it.
Also, isn't that mad that they celebrate Guy Fawkes in Australia? Oh, well, I suppose they'd totally be down with blowing up the British government, wouldn't they?
Well, but also there is royal family.
Yeah, no, it's a Commonwealth country, but that's just, yeah.
Okay, that amazing message from Martin.
Yes.
Let's end it there because we've got so many more, so I think we do this as a 2-parter.
Love it.
Okay.
Part 2 next week.
Thank you so much for listening, everyone. Also, please send stuff in because we're trying to get through them all. So genuinely, send us some more, and we're going to do some in between it after every series, and maybe do even more and all this, and also our Tobs, the other Bennett Sister podcast as well. So,
but I was thinking it can be because you said if we do a spin-off podcast, it needs to link back to ReCall the Midwife, so it can be Recast the Midwife. Because it can't be the Recast the Midwife. Oh no, because it wants
the other Bennett sister.
The Bennett. It can't be the other Bennett.
Let's think. This is something we need to work off. But off there.
Well, also we've still got Downton Abbey to do. So I mean, Yeah, Downton Blabby. So we might take some time to workshop all of this, but
yeah. So thank you so much for listening. Follow us online, send us some emails, all that, and we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.